Yo, what's poppin'? People, your boy Snacks is back in the building with another banger. And you know how we do. Before we get started, we got to give a shout out to you, the viewer, for taking the time out to watch this video. But while you're here, do yourself a solid, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn your post notification bell on. And don't forget to jump in that member section because we got those things coming. But y'all already know how we get down. We do not start a video without giving a shout out to the beautiful ladies of the CU Aunties. And when you see a CU Auntie in the chat or in the comment section, make sure that you say what's up. Be respectful. Because if you're not, we hate to catch you out here in these YouTube streets. And if we catch you out here in these streets acting ugly, you already know. You know that business. You figured it me. But let's get to the business at hand. Because watching the Cleveland Browns game yesterday, everybody in the chat, which was deep, they were like, you could feel it. It was bumping. It was thumping. But every time Dillon Gabriel dropped back for one of them 900 passes, the chat was in there. Just do something, man. Just do something. But y'all want to talk about it? Let's go. Oh, Cleveland. What are we doing? Cleveland? We all know the Cleveland Browns went into Pittsburgh yesterday, and they did not come out with the win because they took that L 23-9 with Dillon Gabriel taking 6 sacks. He also went 29 of 52 for 221 yards with 6 sacks and damn near 6 interceptions. It was bad. It was bad. And Kevin Stefanski shouldn't have put Dillon Gabriel in that kind of atmosphere. But hey, like we said yesterday on the live stream, that's your man. You got to roll with him. You wanted him. You chose him. You picked him third in the third round ahead of Shedeursanders. You picked him as the quarterback to lead you this season. We all know what it is, but the Cleveland media starting to change that mind. Yesterday, before the game even started, Mary Kay Cabot is jumping on the Shedeursanders train. As she tweeted out, Shedeursanders has arguably the number one trait for an elite quarterback: accuracy and uncanny touch. As she states, I believe quarterbacks can significantly improve accuracy, i.e. Josh Allen. But Sanders is a natural in this area. If that ain't the flip calling the flop, when 2 days ago, before he was named quarterback 2 on Friday, Wednesday, she was hollering he wasn't ready. My, how the mighty have fallen. Things are changing in Cleveland. The more and more they see Dillon Gabriel, and the more they see him dinking and dunking passes off 4 to 5 yards, you know, they was in my chat calling him 3D yesterday. Old dink and dunk Dillon. You know, but it is what it is. The computer broke, the processor ain't processing, the chip is in the wrong slot. They had a lot of, but Tony Rizzo just want to know when we gonna start Shedeursanders.
Been out in the sun all day, as you could tell. You know, kids, I'm really tired of losing. to the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really am. It takes courage to be a Browns fan, but like today, like it's just at this point the offense is terrible. I don't know. I'm not putting it all on Dillon Gabriel, but are we ready to see Shedeur? Maybe a week or two. What else do we have? You're 1-5. Oh, kids, hang in there, man.
All we know that Dillon Gabriel was out there doing work yesterday. And the Browns media is starting to regret all that support they had for Dillon Gabriel. They're starting to understand why we were telling you that all of those things that you were promoting about Dillon Gabriel, that processing speed, that computer that Kevin Stefanski loves him because he can process the offense, he can see the field. And we were telling you, people, that's a lie. We've been watching it for years. That is not true. He is a good quarterback, but he is not a starting quarterback. You know what I'm saying? But Mary Kay Cabot, once again today, asked Myles Garrett if it's harder and harder to dig deep and keep pressing on amid the losing like it was for the Browns, Joe Thomas. Simple answer from Myles Garrett, yep. Zach Johnson, who also writes for The Athletic about the Cleveland Browns. Myles Garrett, to lose the same way every time, it's frustrating as hell. That's a true quote from Myles Garrett.
It's tough. That's all I can say. No team is going to care that we have young guys. The job is to win, no matter how old you are. Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. To lose the same way every time, it's frustrating as hell.
And Nick Paulus from 92.3 The Fan is also frustrated.
Just another good old Sunday for your Cleveland Browns. Thanks for that bull crap that we just had to sit through and watch. This offense is a joke. The defense, I mean, it travels every once in a while. Today, it played well enough for you to not get blown out, but you ended up getting blown out because your offense is so ridiculously bad. I don't get it. Bubba Ventrone can go as well. The special teams unit, there's nothing special about it. I'm so sick and tired of watching this team, as I know all of you that are watching this are as well. This is a complete joke of a franchise, a complete joke of a team. Kevin Stefanski shouldn't even get on the bus to head back to Cleveland. Like, we should be done with him. We should be done with him. We should be done with just about everybody else. If that Adam Schefter report is true and they're looking to possibly trade off some of your assets, do it. Give the opportunity for the next front office, for the next head coaching staff. Because me personally, I'm sick and tired of watching this team every single week. Joke of a franchise, man. 1-5 back-to-back years. Joke!
And Cleveland has not won a single game in their rival Pittsburgh Steelers Stadium in 21 years. 21 years, no matter the quarterback, no matter the coach, no matter the offensive coordinator, no matter the defensive coordinator. In 21 years, the Cleveland Browns have not beaten the Pittsburgh Steelers at home. Who is that an indictment on? But, like I told y'all, Mary Kay is changing her tune.
Get to watch very much of practice anymore, but in the short little brief period that I do get to watch him throw, he is throwing to the practice squad guys and the backup receivers in the early part of practice. We can see it, and his elite accuracy is always on display. And not only is it just accuracy, it's the fact that he has the kind of arm talent where he can vary the ball speed, he can throw it from different arm angles, he can do a lot of things to make it a catchable ball. And I think that goes a long way. If you talk to receivers, that's what they want. They want to be able to catch the football. And that really wasn't happening this season with Joe Flacco. There were so many drops. So I think that's going to be something that they can really capitalize on when Shedeur gets in there. The fact that he'll take something off of it. You know, sometimes he's accused of not having the strongest arm in the world. Part of that is because he will definitely lob it and, you know, throw a softer pass if that's what's needed in certain situations. And he'll do whatever it takes to get it there. And that 74% accuracy, which was an FBS high, that's legit. That's not because he's, you know, not throwing it away or he's not wanting to throw the Hail Mary or whatever the case may be. That is a legit statistic from what I've seen.
It's funny. It's funny how Mary Kay's tune has changed. How all of a sudden Shedeursanders is elite. How all of a sudden now he has touch. How all of a sudden Shedeursanders sounds like the better option than Dillon Gabriel. Mary Kay has completely changed her tune. But some of the Browns players had some words to say yesterday after the game.
We got to find answers.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. To lose the same way every time, it's frustrating as hell.
You know, I'm pretty sure everybody's frustrated, you know, but what's that going to do? We going to sit and pout, or we going to just keep working and hopefully we get towards our goals, you know, and that's the only thing that we can do. That's how I'm looking at it, you know, taking it 1 week at a time. You know, we ain't get this win this week, but
yeah, I mean, it's definitely frustrating to put in all the work, you know, and the next not come out with that result that you put all the work in for.
You know, you want to limit the mistakes and self-harm, you know, limit the penalties, false starts, different things of that nature, and try to minimize those things on our way game.
Yeah, we got to clean it up. We got to, like I said, you know, limit the simple mistakes, the penalties, things like that you know, can keep drives alive or kill drives, right? And you know, when we take the field, I think we got to start fast and you know, bring more physicality and you know, effort to these games.
I think sustaining drives, you know, I think there's a lot of positives in certain areas, and then you know, whether it's a negative play or you know, a penalty here and there that, you know, sets us back in a series where you're going to get in 3rd and long, and they've been really good at that in 3rd and long. So at that point, you know, it's a lot tougher to sustain drives. But when we are ahead and being really good on 1st and 2nd, all of a sudden, you know, on 3rd, you're converting, you're building momentum and being able to sustain drives where you're in the plus territory. And then I think when you're in the plus territory, you can't score field. You know what I mean? You got to go score touchdowns and not field goals. So I think there's a lot for sure to work on, and we're gonna have to just take it one by one and all get better. But like I said, it all starts with me as well.
A lot of frustration for little Dillon Gabriel after he went 29 of 52 for 221 yards with 0 touchdowns, 6 sacks, and almost 6 interceptions. It's frustrating at that. And they want to point to the receivers not catching the ball. They had 4 or 5 drops yesterday. But like I've always said, Dillon Gabriel is left-handed. That ball spins differently when coming from a left-handed quarterback. Dillon Gabriel wasn't the only one dropping the ball. The Steelers dropped 5-6 picks yesterday. So what does that tell you? They are there. The balls are catchable. Everybody's dropping them. Cleveland loses that game 23-9. And it's people like J.J. Watt who says keep Dillon Gabriel. J.J. Watt on the NFL on CBS had something to say. And this is what it was.
Gabriel has this offense. He's end of it. He's the one who they are trying to build this around, and Shedeur is going to continue to grow and develop in that role behind him. But you just talk to everybody around the organization. You see how he handles himself. You see how Coach Stefanski talks about Dillon Gabriel. You can tell they want to try and cultivate it, but you have to get the run game going. You have to make it easier on him. You have to stay ahead of the sticks. And today, a lot of drop balls, in addition to some overthrows and behind throws. But he's the guy that they want to build around, I think. And that conversation is always going to be there because of who Shedeur is and what he did in college.
That is correct. Because Shedeursanders was a great college player and he did all the things. But he also went on to say on Twitter, if the Browns thought Shedeursanders would have given them a better chance to win, he would start. And maybe that day does come. I know there are many people out there very much looking forward to seeing what he's capable of at this level if given the chance, myself included. But jobs, livelihoods are on the line. Coaches and front offices and don't just hold players back for no reason. They need to win, and they need to win fast. They'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. As watching the Cleveland Browns, we can't tell. He went on to say, the Browns offense hasn't scored over 17 points in 11 straight games. There have clearly been offensive struggles, regardless of who's been playing the quarterback position. There is the position that they put themselves in when they drafted 2 quarterbacks in the same class in the first 5 rounds. Whoever got the first chance to play was always going to have to deal with the potential distraction of the other quarterback and the what-if factor. It leaves no room for error, making mistakes, growing, maturing, and getting the benefit of the doubt in the court of public opinion. We say that to say we're not complaining. We want Dillon Gabriel to get his shot, get his 5, get his 6 games in. All we saying is get Shedeur his same opportunity. That's all we asking for. That's what everybody's saying. Because we've seen the treatment, we've seen the mistreatment, we've seen the mishandling, we've heard the lies. But now it is all coming to fruition. It is all coming to the forefront because now they get to see what Kevin Stefanski is presenting on the field. What say ye? How hot is that seat getting for Kevin Stefanski now? Now that Dillon Gabriel is 2 games in, one with the vanilla defense when they played Minnesota, and I will continuously say that was a gentleman's agreement because Minnesota played nowhere near the type of defensive they played all season when they played Cleveland. And yet and still, you saw the dink and dunk offense. And I told you, when they go to Pittsburgh, they don't care. There will not be vanilla defenses. Dillon Gabriel will see something he's never seen before. And he did. And he got sacked 6 times. Y'all complained about Shedeur being sacked 5 times in the preseason. Dillon Gabriel was sacked 6 times in 1 game. I don't hear nobody crying. But that's what we say. Y'all let me know. We got some more stuff. Well, let's just run Mary Kay still changing her mind.
And is certainly not to have a short leash on Dillon Gabriel. That's not it at all. They really want to see what Dillon can do over a long period of time. They want to see him start as many games as possible. But with this offense and with this passing game really struggling, you just never really know how long the leash is going to be. They certainly did not want Joe Flacco to be out of town by now. They thought that would probably go better than it did. So it's unpredictable. It's really unpredictable. And, you know, this is an experiment this season at quarterback. That's really what it is. And so I can't honestly say what I think is going to happen for sure. because everything is on the table right now. I wouldn't necessarily say it means a shorter leash for Dillon Gabriel, but he's got to be able to get some completions and find some completions. Now, having said that, these two guys run different types of offense, and it will be hard, I think, for Shedeur-Sanders to step in and run a Dillon Gabriel-oriented scheme, which involves RPOs and movement and keepers and all those kinds of things. So I don't think that Shedeur can necessarily just step right in and be efficient in that. I actually thought it would probably be better to wait and have Shedeur go in and play his own designed game plan just for him to, work on, to feature his field vision and his elite accuracy and those kinds of things. But, this season just is not going the way anybody planned.
That is correct. It is not going the way anybody planned because Kevin Stefanski treated Shedeur like he was nobody. They told a bunch of lies, and now it's all coming back to bite him in the face. But y'all let me know what y'all think. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. The Cleveland media is turning on Kevin Stefanski, and they turning quickly. But it is what it is. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. We're going to drop another one here today. We out of here. Peace.